We're back at the Centrum in Worcester, Massachusetts. In monster truck competition, it'll be a pair of Fords and a pair of Chevys, determining their best representative to advance to a Chevy versus Ford championship dash. The first matchup will pit the Fomoco products. It'll be the first blood of Rob Fuchs from Woodstock, Illinois, the number 3 qualifier, taking on the upset-minded Jim Kramer. Kramer unloaded on the number 1 qualifier, Fred Schaefer in the Barefoot Chevrolet, in the first round, and unloaded on him big. But believe me when I tell you, Rob Fuchs can run with the best. An incredibly close matchup, and it's the Bigfoot Ford by the slimmest of margins at the finish line. An incredible race. This time around, the gravedigger of Dennis Anderson will meet up with the truck that finished number 2 in the world last year, Jack Wilman's Taurus Chevrolet. As Rob Fuchs and Jim Kramer head back to the pit area, Dennis Anderson concentrates on lining up the radical rear-engine 50 Chevy that seems to have become the single most popular truck in U.S. Association competition just from the beginning of the 1991 season to present. Even with the Taurus team doing so well in the Camel World Championship last year, Dennis Anderson is still the crowd's man to pull for. Inching forward up to the starting line itself. Now the Taurus entry moves to the line. They are staged. The winner will take on Bigfoot here in Worcester. And it's Taurus driving away for the victory. Dennis Anderson may have left the starting line with Wilman, but believe me when I tell you, the Taurus machine drove away from the half-track point on. So it will pit Illinois and Missouri, Ford and Chevrolet in the final round. 2 teams that have battled multiple times on the U.S. Association trail, but it will be well worth watching the Bigfoot versus Taurus shootout in the final round. Stay with us. We're back as we get ready for the 4 premier campaigners at this event here at the Oklahoma City, Oklahoma State Fairgrounds. The 1989 Ford Thunderbird funny car of Michigan's Mark Watrous. The Team Rancho shock absorber machine has gone as quick as 1.71 seconds. But at this event was low qualifier with a track record 1.85 second shot. He gets first chance at putting down the number that hopefully will stand up to win this battle between the 4 quickest drivers in this event. A great run. Now, can he stop it in time? Yes, within a matter of 2 or 3 feet. Watrous makes a perfect run. The elapsed time, and now the mark to beat, 2.02 seconds. The crowd loves this guy, one of the best in the business at stopping within that 80-foot distance past the finish line. That will put the pressure on the remainder of the team. As, however, we have just received word that Ken Crum's Wild Thing dragster has apparently run into mechanical problems and will be unable to compete in the shootout. He will be awarded 4th place automatically. But now it turns into a 3-man war, and Mark Watrous has put down the first salvo in this battle. The next machine pulls to the starting line, and it is the number 4 qualifier, Tony Perotti, in his Michigan-based supercharged Chevy-powered roadster called Let's Boogie. It's been a long season for Perotti, his first year on the full national event tour. The mark to beat, 2.02 seconds. Perotti ran 2:04 in qualifying. He says the track is better. We'll see. He stops it in time. Stopping, in fact, was not even a problem. He had to go quicker than 2.02 seconds. Perotti runs 1.96 seconds. He takes over the pole and indeed was correct in his prediction that the track would get better as time went on. It's Perry, Oklahoma's Larry Jarrett and the radical supercharged Chevy-powered sprint car appearing machine called Locomotion. Now, Jarrett ran 1.94 seconds in qualifying. He's got to go quicker than 1.962 right now. Nobody knows this track better than him. He shuts the engine off early to stay in bounds. That may have cost him. The elapsed time for Jarrett, 2.08 seconds. And the defending champion goes down in defeat to a relative newcomer. Tony Ferroti wins the super modified division, and Larry Jarrett falls short in his bid for a second straight win here at the Oklahoma City State Fairgrounds Arena. Well, certainly there are few moments as sweet as those which come right after a racer's first victory of the season, and Chris Chapman is with Tony Ferroti.
How's it feel to win?
Good. Feels real good. Hopefully luck's changing and it can keep going this way.
I know you've been having a lot of problems with stopping so far this season, but you didn't have problems out there, and it was a real bad track. How'd you do it?
Well, the car come off the line good, and something just didn't feel right halfway down the track, so we got off the gas, and we didn't get off it soon enough, and it stopped.
He says it perfectly. He got off the gas, he did it soon enough, and it stopped. That was what it took, plus plenty of 1-second horsepower for Tony Ferroti to pick up his first victory of the 1991 season. That will bring us to the championship monster truck finale here at the Centrum in Worcester, Massachusetts. The driving job of this event has been done by the man in the big blue Ford, Jim Kramer. He is lined up against a second-generation driver, Jack Willman Jr., who took over the reins of the Taurus Chevrolet from his father, Jack Sr., last year. The starting line crew clears the area. Now it's man versus man, machine versus machine. Ford and Chevrolet ready to leave the line. The whole shot goes to Taurus. Bigfoot goes airborne. And the Taurus Chevrolet becomes the first machine in 3 seasons to beat Bigfoot at the Centrum here in Massachusetts. On the replay, you can see the starting line reaction was everything for Jack Willman, while Bigfoot went sky high. Willman headed for the finish line and picked up the win by a half a truck length. Incredible leap by Jim Kramer, but a loss nonetheless. Jack Willman wins it for the Chevrolet fans. You won the championship dash strictly on your reaction time, Guy. It was all whole shot.
Yeah, my on the leave on the line was a lot critical on this short track, and I got a good launch, and it just turned out to my favor, and I'm glad it worked out that way.
An incredible evening.
Certainly hope you've enjoyed the show as much as I have. We'll see you again next time. I'm Chris Chapman.